In this video, we're going to focus on how to simplify radicals. So for our first given, we have square root of 36. So we all know that 36 is a perfect square number. So the answer is 6. So our answer in our first given is real number. So square root of 36 is 6. How about square root of negative 49? So as you can see, the number inside the root is negative, then the answer must be 7i. Square root of 49 is 7. Negative 49 is 7i. So where I is equal to square root of negative 1. So paano nangyayaring ganun, no? So I'm going to show you the process kung bakit naging 7i yung sagot. Okay? So kung hindi nyo pa alam yung I, yung imaginary numbers, then aalamin natin yan during the lesson kapag kinontinue pa natin. Okay, so let's break it down. This number, negative 49. So we have where one number is a perfect square number and the other one is not. So we have square root of 49. Since 49 is a perfect square number times square root of negative 1. Okay, so when we simplify 49 times negative 1, that is a negative 49, where one number is a perfect square number. Now we simplify, since I, okay, since I is square root of negative 1, then simplify muna natin. Square root of 49, that is 7. Okay, square root of negative 1, that is I. So the final answer here is an imaginary number 7i. Okay? So yung first given natin is real. Ito naman ay imaginary. So may encounter nyo yan kapag nakita kayo ng numbers na nasa loob ng bahay ay negative yung number natin. So what about this third example? Negative square root of 64. As you can see, we have the negative symbol in front. So, ilabas lang natin yan. Asikasuhin natin yun sa loob ng bahay. Square root of 64, since 64 is a perfect square number, that is positive 8. No? As we simplify, negative times 8, that is negative 8. This is the final answer. What about this fourth example? Negative square root of negative 25. So, kagaya ng ginawa natin sa second example, i-break down muna natin yung negative 25 into 2. So, we have square root of 25. 25 is a perfect square number times square root of negative 1. Okay? Huwag natin kakalimutan yung negative. So, dito natin lalagay yung negative. Negative times square root of 25 times square root of negative 1. So, as you can see, we have negative here. Square root of 25, that is 5. Square root of negative 1, that is I. So the answer in our fourth given example, that is negative 5i. So before we proceed to the next example, kailangan natin ma-familiarize yung sarili natin sa mga perfect square number. Okay? So isusulat ko dito sa baba. Meron tayong 1 squared, that is 1. 2 squared, that is 4. 3 squared, 9. 4 squared, 16. 5 squared, that is 25. 6 squared, 36. 49, 7 squared. We have 64 sa 8 squared. 9 squared, that is 81. And 10 squared, that is 100. Okay, so ito 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, etc. Okay, and so on. So, yan. Familiarize these perfect square number as we go on to the next example. Okay? For our next example, we have, what about this square root of 75? Okay? As you can see, 75 is not a perfect square number. Okay, so ang gagawin natin dyan, we need to find two numbers na ang isa ay perfect square number. Okay, at ang isa ay hindi, no? So 75 is the multiple of 25, huh? So when we divide 75 to 25, ang result ay 3. Okay? So ngayon, yung dalawang number na yon na ang factor ng 75 rather, that is 25. Square root of 25 times square root of 3. Okay? So ngayon, simplify natin yung square root of 25, that is 5. Square root of 3, that is not a perfect square number, so the answer is 5 square root of 3. Let's proceed to another one. Okay, let's try the first given. Square root of 18. So, break natin yung square root of 18 sa dalawa. So, as you can see, 18 is the multiple of 9. So, 18 divided by 9, that is 2. So, square root of 9 times square root of 2. Square root of 9, that is 3. Square root of 2. So, this is the final answer. So, what about this example, square root of 48? So, as you can see, 48 is divisible by, it's the multiple of 4. 48 divided by 4, diba? 48 is also a multiple of 16. So mamimili lang tayo ng mas mataas na perfect square number. So, as you can see dito sa given na to, ang mas mataas ay 16. So, 48 divided by 16, that is square root of 3. So, 16, square root of 16 times square root of 3. So, ganun yung rule dito kapag dalawang factor na may perfect square number. So, dito naman, square root of 16, that is 4. Square root of 3, so will remain. And this is the final answer. What about this one? 8 square root of 80. So we can do this one. 8 square root of 80. We can simplify or find the two factors of 80 na may perfect square. Okay? So, pwede natin gamitin is 80 a multiple of 4? Yes. How about is 80 a multiple of 16? Yes, this. Okay. 80 divided by 16. So 80 divided by 16, that is 5. Okay. 16 times 5 is 80. Let's simplify. So we have 8. Square root of 16, that is 4. Square root of 5. Okay, pagsamahin na natin yung mga numbers sa labas ng bahay. So 8 times 4, that is 32. Square root of 5. And this is the final solution. Now we have 5 square root of 98. Let's find out the two perfect square number, no? So paghiwalayin natin si 98. So meron tayong 98. Pwede ba yan kay 16? How about 98? Pwede ba kay 25? Okay, 36. What about 49? Okay, yes, pwede kay 49. Mas malaki na yan. So 5 square root of 49 times square root of 2. Okay, so we have 5 times square root of 49, that is 7. Square root of 2. So 5 times 7 is 35. Square root of 2. Okay, so ganun lang yan, no? We need to familiarize the perfect square number here, and we need to break down the numbers inside the root. Okay, which one is perfect square number and the other one is not. At kapag kaparehas naman sila, na o kaya dalawa yung perfect square number na ang factor nitong sa loob ng bahay, mamimili kayo ng mas mataas na number or perfect square number. Okay? So as we can see, we have 5 over square root of 2 at meron tayong bahay sa ilalim ng tulay na nasa loob ay 2, no? Meron tayong kasabihan na bawal ang bahay sa ilalim ng tulay. So, ang gagawin natin, papaalisin natin yan, no? So, we have in the denominator. So, rationalize natin yan. So, we have, multiply natin yan sa square root of 2 at square root of 2. Okay? So, as we go on, 5 times square root of 2, that is 5 square root of 2, no? Square root of 2 times square root of 2. So, we have square root of 4. So, simplify pa natin. 5 square root of 2 over square root of 4. Since 4 is a perfect square number, that is 2. And this is the final answer. Okay. Feel free to pause this video if you want to simplify this expression. So, we have 8 over square root of 3. And then 7 over square root of 5. Okay. So, same din sa first example natin. Okay, so we have square root of 3 over square root of 3. So 8 times square root of 3, that is 8 square root of 3. Square root of 3 times square root of 3. So we have square root of 9. So 3 times 3, that is 9. Then we simplify this expression. So we have 8 square root of 3 over square root of 9, that is 3. And that is the final example. Now, for the third one, so ganun pa rin. Square root of 5 over square root of 5. So, multiply lang natin yan, no? So, 5 times square root of 7 times square root of 5, we have 7 square root of 5. And alam naman natin, no, na parang mawawala lang yung root dito, no, kapag minultiply natin. So, 5 ang sagot dyan. No? Parang dito, no, tinanggal lang yung root, 3 yung sagot. Dito naman, sa 2, square root of 2, tinanggal lang yung root, 2 pa rin yung sagot. So, that is our final example. This time, we will add and subtract some radical expression. So, we have 4 square root of 8 plus 3 square root of 50 minus 6 square root of 32. So, ang una natin gagawin dyan ay parang ganun pa rin, no? Sa mga previous example natin. So, we have 4. So, break down natin si square root of 8. So, hanap tayo ng perfect square number dito. So, I think 8 is the multiple of 4. Okay? So, we can use square root of 4. Then 8 divided by 4, that is 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So, for the second term, we have 3. Hanap tayo ng perfect square number. Okay. So, I think 50 is the multiple of 25. 50 divided by 25, that is 2. Okay, 25 times 2 is 50. Next, for the last term, we have 6. Square root of 32 is the multiple of 16. Yes. 32 divided by 16, that is square root of 2. So 16 times 2 is 32. Okay, then we simplify the radicals. Okay, so 4 times square root of 4, pwede pang simplify yan, that is 2. Square root of 2, yung matitira sa loob ng bahay, plus 3. So, square root of 5, pwedeng palabasin yan. Square root of 5, 25 is 5. Okay, so square root of 2 minus 6. Square root of 16 is a perfect square number, that is 4. Square root of 2. Okay, so ngayon, pagsasama-samahin na natin yung mga nasa labas ng bahay. Okay? At kung meron man sa loob, pagsamahin din natin kung pwede. No? 4 times 2, yan, nasa labas sila. So that is 8. Square root of 2. 5 times 3. 3 times 5, that is 15. Square root of 2. 6 times 4 is 24. Square root of 2. Ano yung common sa kanilang tatlo? So, ang common sa kanilang tatlo, lahat sila ay may square root of 2. So, ang sabi daw sa rule, kapag pare-pares daw yan, no, pwede daw natin pag-add yung mga numbers sa labas ng bahay. Okay? So, ngayon, pag-add and pag-subtract, no? So, ito muna, add muna tayo. 8 plus 5, 15. So, 8 plus 15, that is 23 square root of 2. Okay? So, copyhin na lang natin yan, no? Minus 24 square root of 2. Simplify pa natin. Subtract naman natin sa 23 kay 24. That is negative 1 square root of 2. Siyempre, pwede natin isulat din yan na negative square root of 2. And this is the final answer for this first example. Okay? So, let's proceed to the next one. Ngayon, i-apply natin yung mga bagay na natutunan natin sa mga previous example natin. So, we have 7 square root of 27 plus 3 square root of 12 minus 5 square root of 48. So, nakakaisip na tayo ng mga perfect square number na pwede dyan sa 27, 12, and 48. Okay? So, 7 muna, no? Labas ko muna siya. Ayan. 7 square root of 27. Ano yung perfect square number na pwede dyan? Na multiple ng 27, that is 9, no? 9, no? So, 9 times 3. No? 9 times 3 is 27. Yes, that's true. For the next term, we have 3. Okay, asikasuhin natin yung 12. Hanap tayo ng perfect square number. We have 4. Okay? 12 is the multiple of 4. That is square root of 4 times square root of 3. Then, no? 4 times 3 is 12. Yes. What about 5? Square root of 48. So, square root of 48, I think 48 is the multiple of 16. So, meron tayong square root of 16. No? 48 divided by 16, that is 3. Okay? So, yes, 16 times 3 is 48. No, ngayon, simplify natin. No? Ito yung next step natin. So, we have 7. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 3 plus 3. Okay, for the second term, square root of 4, yes, that is 2. Square root of 3, 5. Square root of 16, that is 4. Square root of 3. Now, multiply natin yung mga numbers sa labas ng bahay. So, 7 times 3, that is 21. Square root of 3. 3 times 2, that is 6. Square root of 3. Negative 5 times 4, that is negative 20. Square root of 3. So, common sa kanila yung square root of 3. May square root of 3 dito sa tatlong term na yan. So, pwede natin pagsamahin yung mga numbers sa labas ng bahay. Add natin and subtract. Okay? So, 21 plus 6, that is 27, square root of 3. And subtract natin kay 20, square root of 3. Okay? So, 27 minus 20, that is 7, square root of 3. Okay? So, may pwede pa mong simplify dyan. I think this is the final answer. Okay? That is example number 2. Okay, in our third example, we have 8 over 3 minus square root of 2. So, in the process that we have here, so we will multiply the denominator by the conjugate. No? So, meron tayong 3 plus square root of 2 over 3 plus square root of 2. So, lagyan natin ang parenthesis yan para hindi tayo nalilito. Now, we simplify. Okay, distributive property, 8 times 3. So, we have 24 plus 8 times square root of 2, that is 8 square root of 2. Next, in the denominator, we FOIL the denominator. 3 times 3, that is 9. The outer layer, so 3 times square root of 2, that is positive 3 square root of 2. So we have negative square root of 2 times 3, that is negative 3 square root of 2. At yung last, square root of 2 times square root of 2. Okay, so we have minus square root of 4. So we simplify pa, no? So numerator muna po. So numerator, 24 plus 8 square root of 2. Wala naman dapat pagsamahin dyan, no? Denominator na tayo. So, positive square root of 2, 3 square root of 2, and negative 3 square root of 2. So, 0 yan, no? 9 minus square root of 4, that is 2. So, we simplify ulit. So, 24 plus 8 square root of 2, 9 minus 2, that is 7. Okay? So, I'll consider this as your final answer, or kung gusto nyo pang i-simplify pa, so, pwede natin paghiwalayin si 7, no? Sa numerator. So, we have 24 over 7 plus 8 over 7 square root of 2. So, pwede rin ganitong sagot. Okay? So, that is the third example. Now, for our last and final example, we have 3 plus the square root of 2 over 5 minus the square root of 2. So, if you know to simplify this given, now feel free to pause this video and for the solution. So, ganun pa rin, multiply by the conjugate of the denominator, itong 5 minus square root of 2. So, yung conjugate niya is 5 plus square root of 2 over 5 plus square root of 2. Okay? So, I think in both numerator and denominator, we FOIL them. So, for the first term, 3 times 5, that is 15. Okay? 3 times square root of 2, that is positive 3 square root of 2. Square root of 2 times 5, okay, 5 square root of 2. Square root of 2, that times square root of 2. So we have positive 2. Okay, yes. Bakit naging positive 2? Square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4. Square root of 4 is positive 2. Next, denominator naman. So, 5 times 5, 25. So, outer, 5 times square root of 2, we have positive 5 square root of 2. Inner, negative square root of 2 times 5, we have negative 5 square root of 2. Last, negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2, we have negative 2. Okay? So, bakit naging negative 2? Negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2 is negative, okay, negative square root of 4. So, square root of 4 is 2 times negative 2 po. Okay? So, ngayon, simplify natin. So, ito cancel na yan. Pagsamahin natin yung pwedeng pagsamahin dyan. So, I think 15 and 2 ay pwedeng pagsamahin. So, 15 plus 2 is 17. Pwede rin naman to, no? Since may square root of 2 dito, same din dito. So, 3 plus 5 is 8 square root of 2. Okay? So, denominator naman, we have 25 minus 2. So, pagsamahin natin ng 25 minus 2, we have 23. Okay? So, pwede na tong final answer, no? Pero if you want to simplify pa, so we have 17 over 23 plus 8 over 23 square root of 2. So, pwede rin ganyan, no? Paghiwalayin natin yung numerator natin. At meron lang isang denominator, no? ng 23. And that is the final example in this video. Thank you for listening. God bless.